Hello folks, welcome back. In my previous tutorial, I talked about how to open a free app developer account in A2Z Apps Cloud. You can find the link to my previous video in the description box below. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a simple but useful custom app. I'm going to start the tutorial with a real problem that I have in my academy. So in my academy, apart from giving training, I provide placement service to my students, and my academy works with a lot of companies for placements of my students. So I have one person who is building corporate relationship, who is basically trying to see companies who have the openings where our students can go or where our ex-students who are looking for a job change can be placed. And I have another person who is taking care of applications of different students. Now, this person is getting a lot of calls, emails, so the data is not in one place. The data is scattered over various spreadsheets, emails, notes, so on and so forth. So to support my placement services, I would like to have a system where every company my person is reaching out to can be tracked, their details should be there, and also those companies' contacts should be there, like name, phone number, email, so on and so forth. And I should be able to see all the job openings the companies may have to offer. And on the other hand, I would like to have another system which will help me track my candidates and their applications. So folks, so the first thing that I will start with is I would like to build a candidate tracking app. All right. So the first place that I need to go is I need to log into my account. So over here, I'm going to type the URL of my account. All right, which is niloferacademy.a2zapps.com. I need to give my login details, email ID, password, and sign in. All right. All right. The moment I sign in, I need to go to the app gallery. All right. Over here, I can see an app called App Builder. So this is the tool which will help me to create any custom application that I want. All right. So in today's scenario, if you don't have a system, what would you do? You would probably create a spreadsheet for candidates to track all the students who are applying for different jobs, right? So the same thing I would do here. So instead of a spreadsheet, I will create a table. All right. So now in A2Z Apps Cloud, it is also called as entity. So a table here is known as, is called as basically an entity. So you can correlate table as spreadsheet. All right. So let me quickly show you how to create a table and add some custom field to the table. All right. So over here, I will click on entities. All right, and over here on the top you can see a button called new. So I'm going to create a new entity. All right, so over here I need to label my table. All right, so I need to give a name to my table. So I'm going to name it as candidate. All right, so I need to give a singular label as well as a plural label. So basically you can see there are two things over here. One is a label and one is a name. So label is something which is used for display purpose, and name is something which is used for internal purpose, like in terms of when you're trying to make your own custom page and you are accessing this table, so you're going to access it through the name. All right, so this is the name of the table. You can give description. So I'm going to make it as track person like data, meaning what? When you make a table track person like data, you get couple of standard fields which is system generated, like mobile, email, first name, last name. All these things, all these fields get automatically generated. All these system fields you get. so that you don't have to create again. So I'm going to go ahead and make this table a track person like data, because I want to track all the email address, phone number, mobile number of my candidates, of my students. All right. So I'm going to make it track person like data, and I need to choose a tab style. So tab style is nothing but the icon, that I want to give to my table for display purpose. So I'm going to choose this one. All right. Okay. And I'm going to click on save. All right. So my table is created successfully. Then once the table has been created, the next thing that you need to do is you need to deploy your table. All right. So over here I can see my table called candidate. There are a couple of other tables as well. We'll talk about that later in this video. So I'm going to deploy the table. All right. So I've deployed my table and I need to create some custom fields. So what happens the moment you create a table, it gives you some standard fields, right? Which I talked about. So here I will show you how to create your own custom fields. All right. Let's just first see what standard fields I've got. So over here, I can see there is a tab called fields. So I'm going to click on that. All right, so you can see that system has given me a couple of useful fields like first name, last name, mobile number, phone number, email. All right, so I need one more field. I need a field called date of birth. I want to know the DOB of the candidate. So I'm going to select. So the moment you create a custom field, the first thing that you need to choose is you need to define the data type of that particular field. What is it going to be? Is it going to be a short text? Is it going to be an email type field? Is it going to be a pick list type field? Date? Whichever. So I'm going to select a date field over here. All right. So let me just select this. Since I'm going to capture the date of birth of the student, so I'm going to name it as DOB. All right, there are a couple of more options which you can fill in, like tips basically helps the user to, if the field is very complicated, it is difficult for a user to understand that what kind of data should go in, so you can write a tip over here, and you can make the field required as well. So required is something, if you make a field required, then it is mandatory for that user to fill in that field. All right, so I'm not going to make it mandatory, so I'm going to leave it just as it is. So I'm going to save it. All right. All right. So I have all my fields over here. I have created the table. I have created the custom field. Now I'm going to do what? Now I want to create a custom page as well. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a very simple HTML page. So let's just see how to create a custom page. All right. So over here on the top, you can see there is a tab called pages. All right. So I'm going to click on this. Let me click on new. All right, so over here you can see there are a lot of options which basically tells you that what type of page you want to create. So there is HTML, JavaScript, CSS, JSON, data-wiser link to library. So here I'm going to create a HTML page. So I'm going to select HTML. All right, I need to give a name to my page. So I'm going to name it as help page. All right, I'm going to leave the description blank. I don't need this. So over here I'm just going to write my HTML tags. So let me just quickly create this HTML page. I'm just going to create the head, and in that I want a title. So I'll give this as help page. All right. Then I'm going to write the body. All right. And in that I'm going to use one header tag where I'm going to say this is a help page. All right. Fine. So my HTML page is ready. This is a very basic HTML page which I've created, and let me just save this one. Alright, so my page is complete. Now the next step is, what I need to do is, the moment I create a page, I need to link that page to a web tab. Alright, so over here you can see a tab called web tab. Alright, so let me click on new. Alright, so here I'm going to select it as page. The content type is a page. The content type can be a URL. The content type can be a page. So this is a page, which is a custom page which I have created, which is a custom HTML page. Alright, so I'm going to name this web tab as help. Alright, and I'm going to select a tab style, which is nothing but an icon. So I'm just going to go ahead with this tag. Alright, and here you can see it says page, so wherein I need to select my page. So here you can see my page has come up, help page. So I'm going to select this one, and every page there must be some settings, right, which we need to pass on. So in this particular page, since it's an HTML page, there is no settings as such. So I'm just going to mention these braces over here. Alright, and I'm going to save it. So the moment I create a web tab, I need to deploy that web tab also. Alright. So we'll talk about why this it is necessary to deploy your web tab. The moment I create a app, I'll show you why it is required. Alright. So let me just go to my web tab. See, basically what happens is, if you don't deploy your web tab or if you don't deploy your entities, you won't be able to link them to an app basically. So that is the reason why we need to deploy it first. So it doesn't, for pages it is not required to deploy it, because pages will get linked to the web tab. So web tab is what you need to deploy, and you need to deploy your entities. Okay, fine. So what we have done so far, we have created one entity, we have created one table called candidate, and then we have created certain custom fields. We have just created one custom field, which is the date of birth. All right, and I have created one more custom page, all right, named help page, which I have linked to a web tab. All right, and I have deployed my web tab. All right, so my candidate tracking app is ready basically. Now the next thing which I would require is, on the other hand, on the other side of the system which I was talking about, is I need a system where I should be able to track companies, their contacts. It's not necessary the contacts has to belong to a company. The contacts can be independent also, and I need to track all the job openings the company may have. So if I would have been doing this in a traditional way, then I basically need three more spreadsheets, right? I need contact spreadsheet, I need company spreadsheet, I need job opening spreadsheet. So can I say I need three more tables here in A to Z apps, right? Yes, so I need three more tables over here, all right? So what I have done, friends, I have already created those tables here in the system, which you can see over here. So I have company entity, all right, and I have contact entity, and I have job opening entity, all right. So these tables I have created in the same way I have created the candidate table, all right. So all my tables are ready. Okay, so the next step what I need to do is I need to create my app. All right, so let's go to apps. All right, so here over here you can see a button called new. Let me click on that. All right, so this is the page where you need to create an app, right? So what it says that an application is a bundle of custom entity tabs, web tabs, menu tabs, and pages. You can create applications such as HR management, sales management, asset management, etc. to divide your complex solution into multiple applications. So what happens is, friends, the moment you create an app can have basically three types of menu. All right, you can have three types of menu. So one is that you can have a app menu which can be linked to an entity, right, which can be linked to a table basically. All right, the second type is you can have an app menu which can be linked to a custom page. All right, a custom page is nothing but an HTML JavaScript page, or it can be linked to a page which is already available in our library. All right, so this is the second type. The third type is a sub menu. All right, in sub menu what happens, the sub menu should be linked to a custom page as well. All right, so that can be again a JavaScript HTML page, or it can be a page from the library. So these are the three types of app menu you can have in an app. All right, so here I'm going to show you two types of app menu. I'm going to show you one app menu where it will be linked to an entity, and I'm going to show you another app menu which is linked to a page. All right, page or web tab, right? So first we need to give a title to our app. So I'm going to give it as candidate tracking. All right, I'm going to name it as candidate tracking. I'm going to select the app style. So I'm going to select this one. I'm just going to write a description that this app will help us track all the students of the academy. All right. All right. So here what I need is, I can see all the custom entities that I have in my system. I can see it over here, right? So in this particular app, I'm going to link one app menu with the candidate entity that I have created. So I'm going to select this over here and I'm going to display it as tab. All right, that is the first thing. Second is I'm going to link this web tab which I had created. All right, so the second type of app menu that I'm going to have is a web tab kind of a menu, and I'm going to link that web tab as well as I'm going to link that page. All right. So what I've done, friends, I'll just quickly recap it. I have created an app. All right. So in that app, the name of the app is candidate tracking. So in that app, I am creating two types of menu. One is the entity type menu where the app menu is linked to an entity, and another is a custom page where my app menu is linked to a custom page called help page. All right, so there I have linked it to this particular web tab and this particular page. All right, so the page cannot be directly linked to a app. In order to link to a app, we need to link it to a web tab first, and then that web tab is linked to that particular app. All right, so the last thing we need to do is we need to deploy our app. Since I am the super user of the system, I can view this app, but to make this app visible to the other users of the system, I need to deploy this app. Right now, my system doesn't have any other user. I'm the only user. I'm going to talk about users more in detail in my upcoming tutorials, so do stay tuned for that. So as of now, I need to deploy this particular app. So I'm going to click on deploy and I'm going to save it. All right. Now my app has been created successfully. Now friends, if I go to the app gallery, however, I won't be able to see my app. Alright. So what I need to do is, the moment I have created an app for the first time, I need to log out and log in again. So I'm just going to log out. And I'm going to log in again. Alright, so let's just go to the app gallery and see whether our app has come up or not. Yes, you can see candidate tracking app over here. The description which I had mentioned in the app has come up over here. This app will help us track all the students of the academy. So this is my first custom candidate tracking app. Alright, so let's just go inside this app. So you can see that the candidate entity has come up over here, and the help custom page which I had created, this has also come up over here. So this particular app has two type of menu. One is one app menu is linked to an entity, and another app menu is linked to a custom web tab. All right. But now here you can see there are only two fields which I can see, is that first name, ID and last name. All right. So there were other fields as well in this particular table, but I'm not being able to see all those columns over here. I can see only first name and last name, right? So I need to change that. I want all the columns which I had, which all the fields which I had created, I want to see. So I want to change the view of this particular table. So let me show you how I can change the view of this particular table. But before that, let me just create one record, all right, so that I would be able to see the data. So over here on the top, you can see a plus button, so which says create a new record, all right. So I'm going to click on that. All right. So now this is the layout of my page where I can enter the data. All right. So now this particular layout, I'm going to talk about this in bit more detail, is that you can define this layout of your page. All right. So you can you can arrange the way you want these fields to come up. All right. Whether you want this to come in a single row, in a single column, or you want them to divide into two columns, so you can customize this. So let me just first create a record, and then I will show you how I can customize this particular layout. So I'm just going to write a name, Meera Pandey. All right, I'm going to mention the date of birth as 1990. Sorry. All right, and I'm going to save it. All right, so this is the record that I have just created. Let me go back. So friends, you have seen that I had fill in the date of birth field as well, but over here I cannot see. I can see only first name, I can see ID, which is, I'm not understanding, it's not relevant to me, and I can see the last name. So friends, over here, like I said, you can define your own view. You can define the view that you want. You can define the number of columns that you want to see over here, just like an Excel sheet. In an Excel sheet, what happens? You can see there are a lot of columns, right? So here in this particular view, I can define what all columns I want to see. So let's just quickly go ahead and see how we can change the view. So let me just go to the app builder panel again. All right. Okay, over here I'll go to entities. And this is my entity, candidate. All right. So over here you can see there is a tab called view. All right, which helps me to predefine the view that I want, predefine the number of columns that I want to see over there. All right. So over here on the top you can see there is a view called default list view. So the view which we were seeing in that particular app is the list view. So I'm going to change it. So I'm going to set up a default list view for that particular entity. All right. So on the left hand side, you can see all the fields of my table candidate, and on the right hand side, you can drag and drop whichever fields you want to see. All right. So you can basically filter out that which column I want to see, which column is more important for me to view. So I'm going to select first name, last name, mobile, email, updated by, and updated date. So basically here what I'm doing, I'm defining that these columns I want to see in my table. All right. So let me save it. All right, so I've defined my view, and there was a second thing which is the record layout which I was talking about when I was creating a new record. So record layout basically comes up in two scenarios. One is when you go to the detail of a record, that time the layout, the record layout plays a role, and the second is when you are creating a new record. All right. So over here you can see a tab called record layout. So let me just click on new. So there are two type of layout you can define. One is the single record layout, one is the multi-record layout. Single record layout is when you are creating a record one at a time, then single layout will play the role, and if you are doing multiple records at a time, then you to define the multi-record layout. So here I'm not going to do multi at a time, so I'm just going to define the single record layout. All right, so I can give a name to my layout as well. So I'm just going to name it as single page layout, and I'm going to make it default. So over here you can see this is a single column layout, and there are more fields over here, but which is not coming over in, which is not there in my layout. So what I can do is I can arrange this. All right, so how I can arrange it? I need to click on this section properties. All right, so I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to, instead of naming as general information, I'm going to name it as candidate information. I'm going to name this section as candidate information, and instead of one column layout, I'm going to make it as two column layout. All right, see, it has become two column layout, and the name of that section has changed. All right, so I'm going to select first name, last name, and email, mobile. So it's just simple drag and drop. So you can just drag and drop and place it over here. And there is one more thing you can do is you can add another section as well. So this is one section. If you want, you can have one more section. So since my table does not have so many fields, so I'm good with one section. If your table has a lot of fields and you want to categorize those fields into sections, then you can create more sections as well. All right. So I'm good with this one. So I'm going to save this. Alright, so we have created our record layout, we have changed it, and we have defined our views. So let's just quickly see whether it has come up or not. Alright, so let me just click on candidate tracking app again. Alright, so here you can see the difference. Alright, earlier only first name, last name, ID was coming. Now I can see more columns over here. I can see first name, last name, mobile, email, updated by, and updated date. Right, now if I go to the detail of this record, now this is a quick view. We also call it as quick view. Alright, now if I go to the detail view of this record, then I will see the change in my layout, which was earlier not there. So you can see this section has come up called candidate information. This is coming because I have defined that record layout, and here the ordering of the fields have also changed as per my layout that I have defined. Alright, it has come right here, first name, last name, email, mobile, so on and so forth. So here we have learned two things. We have learned to define our record layout. We have learned how to define a view. All right. Okay. So let me just go and see our help tab. So which was a custom HTML page. So this is my custom HTML page called this is a help page. So this is a custom web tab which I have linked to this app menu. All right. Now this part of my system is ready where I would be tracking my candidates. Now there is another system which I was talking about, which was my where I would be tracking my companies and their contacts and the job openings they have. So what I've done, friends, the way I have created this candidate tracking app, similarly I have created another app called corporate relationship and placement. All right, so this app will be used to track companies and contacts. So let's just quickly see what is there in that app. All right, so over here I can see there are three tabs. One is the company, and all these app menus are basically linked to an entity. The three entities that we had created: company, job openings, and contacts. All right, so I have company, I have job opening, I have contacts. All right, so if I go to company, let me just quickly go, and over here the views are already defined, so you can see the various companies. And if I go to the detail of this company, so I can see all the information that I need. Now friends, there is an issue with this app as well. And what is the issue? I can definitely track the companies, I can definitely track the contacts, I can definitely track the job openings. But what I'm not being able to do is, I'm not being able to link. Meaning, wouldn't it have been nice if, in company, under company, if I would have been able to see all the contacts of that company and all the job openings that the company has. Right now, what I can see is I can see them as three different entities, all right? Three different spreadsheets which are not linked to each other, right? So over here, if under company, if I could see all the contacts, all the job openings that the company has to offer, then it would have been much more easier for me to track. So let's just quickly see how we can link these entities together to make more sense. All right. So let's just go to the app gallery again and go to the app builder tool. All right. So what I'm going to do is, in order to link these entities together, we need to create relationship. Basically, we need to establish relationship between all these tables. All right. So in order to create relationship, we need to go to any one of the table that we want to establish the relationship. So over here, I'll go to the company table. All right. So let me click on company. All right, so over here you can see a tab called relationship. All right, so let me click on this. So now here I'm trying to establish two relationships. One relationship is I want to establish with company and contacts. Means I want to have a relationship with contact where I can say one company can have many contacts and one contact will be linked to one company only. Alright. So I'm going to define that relationship. So I'm going to click on this new. Alright. So over here, this is the company entity. Alright. And I need to mention it is related to which entity. So here I need to link it with contact. So here what I'm going to say, one company can have many contacts, right? So to define many, I need to mention this, and I'm going to label this relationship as contacts, meaning I'm saying one company can have many contacts. All right. And there is a checkbox which says, do you want system to delete items in contact upon deletion of item in company? Means it says if you delete the company, do you want the system to delete the contact as well? No, I don't want to do that. So I'm not going to check this one. The next step is to define the relationship from the other side. So now the other side, what it would be? It would be one contact can have maximum one company. So one contact can belong to only one company, right? So I'm going to define it as company. All right. So I'm going to keep it like this, and I'm going to save it. So folks, here we have established the relationship between company and contact. Now the second relationship that I need to establish is with the job opening entity. All right. So I'm going to click on new. And here now company, I want to relate it to job opening. All right. So one company can have many job openings. Again, I'm going to select many, and I'm going to name it as job openings. All right. And I don't want to delete it, so I'm not going to touch that. And one job opening can belong to only one company, right? So I'm going to name it as company. All right. And I'm going to save it. So friends, over here we have established the relationship between company and contact and company and job openings. All right. So let's just see what happens. So what happens is, since I have established relationship, two things will happen. All right. And what are those two things? So let me go to the corporate relationship and placement app first. All right. So now here, since I have established relationship between companies and contacts, so when I'll go to company, so let me just go to a detailed view of this particular record. So over here you can see under company, over here in the related section, I would be able to see a related section called contacts. Meaning one company can have many contacts. All right. Earlier this was not there. So now this has come up. Now the second relationship I had was with company and job openings. So now under related section I can also see job openings. So now this app is making more sense to me, where I am being able to track all the companies, all the contacts of those companies, and all the job openings that the company may have. All right. So now if we go to contacts, let's see what happens over there. So now if I click on contacts, all right. So let me just quickly go to any one of these contacts. Now since there was no relationship, so now over here what you will see is, all right. So over here a lookup relationship lookup relationship of company should have come here, but it has not come here. So how do we get it? All right. So what we need to do, we need to go to the app builder tool again. All right, and we need to go to entities. All right, let's go to contact. Now the lookup field for company was not there in my layout, simply because in my layout I did not include that particular lookup relationship field. All right, so if I go to fields, so I can see there is a lookup field called company. All right, this is a new field which has got added, which was not there earlier. So that is the reason why in my record layout this is not there. So I'm going to go to my record layout. All right, and I'm going to include that field also in my layout, so then I can update that. All right, so you can see this company field has come, so I'm going to include this here in my layout and I'm going to save it. All right, so now let's go and see whether this field has come up in my layout or not. So let's just go to corporate relationship and placement app. All right, so I'll go to contacts. I'm going to go to any contact, and yes friends, over here I can see the company. Now what I can do is I can link this particular contact to a particular company. So I'm just going to click on this and I'm going to click on this search icon, and this will take me to the lookup table, which is the company table. So I'm just going to link this contact with this particular company called IBM, and I'm just going to save it. So now this particular record is linked to this particular company. All right. So now there is one more thing which is irritating me, is that over here I can see companies, I can see job openings, I can see contacts, but I'm not liking the sequence of these app menu. I want companies, then contacts, then job openings. So I can rearrange this sequence as well. I can reorder this app menu sequence. So let me just quickly show you how you can do that. So let me just go to app builder panel, and we need to change the order of my app menu. So we need to go to apps. So I need to go to this contact relationship and placement app. And over here I can see a button called order. So I'm just going to click on that. And I'm going to change the order of this one. So I want first company, then contact, then job opening. All right. So let me just save this. And let me go and see whether the ordering have changed or not. So let's go to the app gallery and corporate relationship and placement app. So over here you can see the app menu order has changed. So it is company, contacts and job opening. So friends, in this tutorial we learn how to create our own custom app. We learn how to create an entity. We learn how to create a custom field, layouts. We talked about relationship. So A to Z Apps Clouds lets you work the way you want. Stay tuned for my upcoming tutorials, and thank you very much for watching.